All right. Shalom to the elect of Yasha Allah, the elect of Yahushai. Nawathan, Kal Halayim, Wahawad La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Mamalak Yahushai, Bahat Rakakwadash. Double honor to the venerable apostles of the Great Millstone alongside the elders and bishops that rule well, as they are the true teachers for our nation on earth today, leading the flock by example. Enough respect, blessings, and salutations to the Bayaf Dawadah, that is the house of David. Alright, being risen up, teaching in the latter days. Okay, and to you brothers pushing this gospel, right, throughout the four corners of this world, risking their life for Yahweh Shemi Ashai's sake. Adonam Ratzah, which means Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Alright, so, prophecy is just, it's speaking loud. Okay, more so than ever. Alright, and as you can see from the headline, the article on your screen, this is from Blocker Nomi. Okay, and the title reads, Ripple partners with Montenegro in CBDC Project. Okay, so, central bank digital currencies, the more common and popular, right? And countries are moving towards it, okay, around the world. Now, if you're not sure what Ripple is, all right, it's basically a blockchain based digital payment network, all right, with its own cryptocurrency, right? And its own cryptocurrency is XRP. And what they do is they process international money transfers, okay? And that's why you're able to instantaneously send money, okay, from one country to the next, all right, across the world, all right. And that's why Scripture says we're not ignorant, which means to not know. All right, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. Okay, so this article was from January the 31st this year, 2023. Okay, and it says Southeast European nation Montenegro has joined forces with blockchain firm Ripple to launch the country's first digital currency. Okay, and that's the state we're heading in. All right, because the money that we have, this fiat currency, is not backed by anything. All right, they're just printing these Federal Reserve notes. Okay, whilst debt constantly increases. Okay, real wealth. Okay, which is what Abraham had, right? Real wealth, gold, silver, land, cattle. Okay, that's substance. That's real wealth. Okay, so let's get into this article, Lord willing. Right, so it reads, Southeast European nation Montenegro has joined forces with blockchain firm Ripple to launch the country's first digital currency. The news broke out following the statements of Dr. Dritan Abazovic, Montenegro's prime minister. According to a tweet on January the 18th, Dr. Dritan Abazovic recently met two Ripple executives, CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Vice President James Wallace. The topic of discussion is to further explore settlement of a digital currency or a stablecoin in Montenegro. Okay. More coming from Ripple. Montenegro applied to join the Union in 2008 and the accession is expected to be approved in 2015. Although Montenegro isn't part of the European Union, the country currently uses the euro. It's noteworthy that euro is not Montenegro's legal tender. Online banking and mobile payments have drawn a growing interest from citizens in Montenegro. Coping up with innovation is therefore crucial. Ivan Baskovic, former Director of Payment Systems and Financial Technology Department of Central Bank, that's a long title, man, CBDC of Montenegro, discussed this matter in a public article on monetary research last month, titled Central Bank of Montenegro Doing How to Accelerate Banking and Payments Innovation in a Small Growing Economy. The article pointed out that digital transformation is a vital process that would eventually help achieve financial long-term goals. This, on the other hand, poses more challenges in small countries like Montenegro compared to others with advanced economies. Russia previously announced plans to launch a stablecoin, alright, as the Central Bank of Persia purportedly collaborates with the Russian government to join issue a new cryptocurrency backed by gold. A transition to a completely different national monetary and financial system is underway, right? This is going to be global. Each nation might have their own way of doing it, have their own version of a CBDC, but nonetheless, this is going to be a global, one world monetary financial economic system. Okay, so I'm gonna get a precept in the book of in the Apocrypha, in the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 15. Be not ignorant. So like advert, Satan just doing his job. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. Okay, and it started off as a small matter, all right, to begin with, because nobody really knew of CBDCs. They weren't common or popular back then. They might not even been around back then. Okay, so it wasn't necessarily talked about or even put into practice as much, especially in businesses. Okay, so people didn't know of it. They were ignorant to it. Okay, but now it's become a great matter, right? Because many countries are rapidly adapting their own CBDC, moving towards this cryptocurrency digital money system, right? They're moving towards it and ditching the US paper dollar. Okay, that's why scripture says to be not ignorant of it. All right, because it did start off small and now it's grown, it's increased. And mind you, this is the backbone, okay, for the RFID micro C hip to operate on. Okay, just like an engine in the car won't move. Okay, unless there's no engine. All right, so let's get back to where I left off with. A complex world. In the face of Western sanctions, it is part of the country's efforts to promote cross-border commerce. Despite Russia's response, the application of financial sanctions has resulted in economic damage to Russia. Bear with me. It says Ripple's footprint in CBDC project development has grown in recent years, and Russia has a major influence on this. Okay. The crypto solution provider apparently collaborated with the Republic of Palau, a Pacific Ocean island nation, to investigate the formation of a national stablecoin. Ripple previously created a private ledger for central banks to use in testing CBDCs in 2021. Qatar National Bank (QNB), the Middle East and Africa's largest financial institution, announced plans to introduce cross-border payment services in conjunction with Ripple in October 2021. Okay. The following year, Ripple promoted XRP, the native currency of the XRP ledger, as the answer to the XRP problem. CBDC's cross-border interoperability, referring to it as the ultimate currency neutral bridge. Despite suffering a significant loss on the lengthy legal battle with the SEC that began in late 2020, Ripple can be claimed to have successfully extended its global impact. That's right. Okay, because these elites, man, they're getting up in age. They want their, new world order to kick in. They want to see it. Okay. They really want to see it. That's why they're, getting this thing done quick. Quick and fast. All right. The top international banking families, the Ish people, all right, Amalek, all right, the chief head of Esau, of the tribe, the head of Esau. Many other countries are rapidly moving towards CBDC adoption. The European Central Bank has also been eager to investigate CBDCs, with plans to propose legislation establishing a digital euro by the second quarter of 2023. Okay. The collaboration between Montenegro and Ripple occurred during the firm's final chapter with SEC. In December 2020, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple Labs and its CEOs, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen, alleging that the business violated security laws. Right, and that's another thing, because they're going to be able to track your spending, okay, what you're spending, how much you're spending, all right, purchases that you've made, where you've purchased, okay, what type of things you've bought, your spending habits and patterns, okay, and they're going to obviously up their security when it comes to this, because of course you've got your hackers and things like that can gain access to it. All right, and we know how Esau has a god complex of wanting to know everything about everyone, where they are and what they're doing. Okay. Ripple was accused of raising more than $1.3 billion in its first public offering IPO by selling XRP as an unregistered security. Over the last 2 years, the parties have made a variety of tentative moves without reaching a clear settlement. The case was later prolonged until 2023, although the ultimate verdict It's expected this year. Okay. All right. Let's get another precept. Because again, all roads lead to the MOTB. Okay. All leads to the digital all, the charagma. Okay. Which is an implantable device that they want to put in your right hand or forehead. So this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he, at Esau Edom, causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell. Okay, so this is proving it's not sin. Okay, all right, because people are buying and selling. Does that mean that they got the mark? Come on, of course not. All right, it says, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay. Here is wisdom. Let him have understanding. Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 603 score and 6. Right, 666. Okay. Now you're gonna have your certain rebel groups, even among the heathens, that are gonna be opposed to this. Okay. But this is gonna try the world in an oikoumene sense, the inhabitants of the world. Okay, and that's what we're leading to. All right, because these, you saw, he knows his time is up. Okay. This is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. Right? So, Esau might come out with articles that say, oh, we're going to do away with, or not necessarily do away with it, but he'll come up with another article, or which will be a distraction to say, well, we're not going to go ahead with this at this particular time. We're going to extend it to another time, or we're not going to do it this way, or we're not even going to, bother, to go ahead with this. Okay, but those two, wings are part of the same bird. Okay, either way, he wants it. He wants this to go ahead and kick in. All right. So, with that, I hope you were edified. I'm going to leave it there. Double honor to the apostles of great millstone who rule and teach our nation well. With that, shalom to the elect.